Divisional goods. Divisional goods.
Okay, so we're here. So first start off, we'll just ask you, what's your name?
My name is Monique O'Neal.
So today we're here to talk about your new book that's coming out. What's the name of your book?
The name of my book is called Dear Culture. It is a poetry book about Black lives and just me encouraging people to just do more and to not let people tell them that they can't be more. Just be who you want to be.
Okay. So do you have a scheduled date for the book to release?
My book drops on March 14th, which is my grandmother's birthday. And it's basically, I'm calling it one of one because this year she would be 101. And so my book will not be a serious book. It will the next book will be called something else. So I'm dedicating solely to her. So yes, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. So who inspired you to write your book?
The person who inspired me to write my book is my grandma.
Okay.
She impacted my life really a lot with just her attitude about life and just being real meek and sweet all the time. To whoever. Really. Like, to the meanest people in the world. She is just the sweetest person.
Yeah, that's how it is with grandmas. They gon' you can be mean. They gonna be like, "What you need, baby? You need anything?" You know. So.
Yes.
All right. So like, when did you start writing a book?
I started writing this book in 2013. I was graduating from high school, and it was just a time where you could tell things were about to become different for Black people. Even though things had already been different for Black people, it was about to come to light at this particular time. And I just thought this was the perfect time for me to start writing something just for my people.
Okay. So what particular incident made you want to write on this subject to encourage, Black people?
The Trayvon Martin situation was the biggest impact because when I was growing up, my parents didn't really talk about racism. Like, my mom really didn't talk about racism. My grandparents didn't. And they never even talked about police brutality at all. I had never heard of police brutality until that moment. Had never even was ever brought to my attention that police were actually killing Black people unarmed, just out of nowhere. It was just crazy. And it just changed my whole mindset. It made me look at the world a totally different way. And I just started writing. And I just couldn't stop.
Yeah, I understand that. And happy birthday to Trayvon Martin. His birthday was yesterday, so I'm going to throw that in there as well. So do you, like, when did you know you would be an author? Like, did you know before 2013, or you just kind of like, when that happened, you was like, you know what, I need to put this into a book?
I always knew I wanted to write a book. When I was young, I actually tried to write my own autobiography. My mom was like, you ain't even lived no life yet. How you gonna write something? What you gonna talk about? And I just thought me being adopted was like the coolest thing. And I was like, I want everybody to know that I was adopted. And I just wanted to tell my story. And it was only like a page and a half. But I just felt like I'm gonna write a book one day. And ever since then, I just always been motivated to write all the time. But I've always written poems. I just had to direct my poems in a focus that was meant for me. And it's definitely is meant for me.
Okay. Do you have any poems off the top of your head that were your favorite, or or maybe even some of your favorite authors?
Well, my favorite author is Maya Angelou forever. I love her. I love everything about her. Her poems are just so deep and they just touch my soul every time I read them. I cannot think about the name of the poem right at the top of my head, the one that I really like, but I had to recite it once. Mm-hmm. But she's just a very strong poet that I really admire.
Okay. So, is there a certain audience you want to connect with? Is it the younger audience, the older audience, Black people as a whole? What do what is your target with that?
I really would like to target everyone. I know it won't probably reach every audience that I would want to, but if it does, that would be great. But I definitely want to reach, like, definitely my age group, because I feel like we do, a lot of people my age do lack motivation to go out and to do the things that they really know they want to do. Because when you're younger, you have so many dreams and aspirations to be something. And then when you get older, you just like, it just kind of like keeps going down and down and down. Like, okay, I ain't gonna do that. Oh, I ain't gonna go to school because I don't want to do this. Oh, I don't want to pay that money. But, you know, it's always an excuse behind why we don't want to complete something that we really want to complete. But I really, truly feel like if we could still have that kid-like mindset, just, you know, just being so eager to get up and want to do and to go and to accomplish, then we could accomplish so much as a group of black people, because it would just blow people's mind that we just don't give up. Kids don't give up. So I feel like when you're becoming an adult, you should still take that along with you. Like, I'm not going to give up. Why would I give up? Because can't nobody really stop you but you.
All right. That's true. So is there anything that you hope to gain from this book?
The one thing that I really hope to gain is people's wokeness. And I say that lightly because a lot of people say, oh, I'm so woke. Oh, I definitely down for my people. But are you really woke? Can you really sit in front of a white person and be like, I don't like that white people are racist. I don't like that when the police pull me over, I feel like I'm about to start sweating bullets. And it's not any police, it's white police. A white police come up to my door and start shining his light on my window. I'm scared. Like, I'm nervous. I'm shaking. I'm shaking when I see the lights. Sometimes I'm shaking when I see the lights and they're not even behind me. Because I just have this fear that, okay, this could be me. This could be my moment. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it shouldn't even feel that way. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I feel uncomfortable just sitting in a room full of white people because I don't know what they're saying. Not that I care about what people's thoughts are about me, but, you know, it's just, you don't never want to surround yourself with any negativity. And it's crazy because you just never know what type of negativity is being surrounded by you. And you never know if the energy is going to be positive. Mm-hmm. And I think that's my biggest thing, is just surrounding myself with so much positivity. And I don't want to walk every day thinking that, okay, today could be my last day, or I might not make it home today, mm-hmm. or I might get a phone call and one of my good friends could, you know what I'm saying, be dead because they was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's just a mind. It's in my mind. I'm in my mind state.
Gotcha. Okay, so I know you said this book is a 1-on-1, but do you plan on writing any more books? I know you mentioned that if you did write another one, it had a different topic, but is that something that you've already started towards writing another one, or are you just kind of brainstorming, or what?
Right now, I am in a brainstorming phase of my next book, but I do have a kind of a solid foundation of where I want to go. I do want to keep my books in the topic of black people and just bringing more awareness to just our mental health and how we feel about things and expressing, you know, how we feel on paper. Because for me, I really want to become more transparent with my words and just how I'm speaking, and just not going beating around the bush and just saying those people or them. Like, I really want to address the situation. If it's a white privilege situation, I'm going to say white privilege. If it's a situation of police brutality with a white man shooting a black boy, I'm going to say white man and black boy. I'm not going to say him. And, you know, I just want to be real direct when I'm speaking about situations like that, because I feel like people are so scared to speak up about, you know, our fears. Mm-hmm. Like, it's okay to be fearful. I mean, of course we're not supposed to fear another man, but at the end of the day, if somebody waving a gun in your face and you can't do anything about it because they have the authority and you don't, you know, that's not an equal playing field to me. Yeah. So my next book will still be about basically what my first book about, probably a little more in-depth, probably have a little more, I want to have more of a dramatic
like a dramatic scene? Like do you wanna focus on like a certain, so like this one I know you said it was inspired by the Trayvon Martin death. So are you gonna go like with the next book, okay, you're gonna focus on what happened at the Capitol building and just focus on that throughout the book, or are you gonna do bring in different occurrences and then mix them all into one and then just talk about all together?
I think I'm going. I mean, that's a really good idea, but I'm really going to try to pull in more of the what we can do and what they can't do. I mean, what we can't do and what they can do. Gotcha. Like how we can walk and how they can walk. You know, because I think people don't really realize how we really walk on eggshells every day living. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, me and my friends would sit around and we would literally joke because it's like, first of all, I didn't ask to be brought here. I'm pretty sure my ancestors didn't ask to be put on a boat with chains, throwing up and peeing on each other. I'm pretty sure that is not what we asked for. But that's what y'all brought us to. That's what y'all gave us. And it's like, you brought us here and now you still want to treat us the same type of way. And my whole thing about stuff like that is when you talk to white people my age, their thing is, well, I'm not responsible for what my ancestors did. I give it to you. Of course you're not. You wasn't there. You ain't put us on the boat. But at the end of the day, what you have to realize is that really impacted us in a deeper way of how we look at white people. Like, dang, like they could turn that on us anytime. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't to really think about what type of authority white people have against black people. You never know. You never know what they could pull. We could be back on the boat tomorrow. We don't know. I mean, of course, the times have changed. People are not going to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get on the boat. But if somebody got your daughter hostage, or your son, or your mama, or your grandma, you know what I'm saying, threatening their lives or something, you're gonna do something. And, you know, so it's just, I really want to focus on the black voice of speaking out about how we feel, like our truest, deepest feelings, like really just talking to people. I really want to interview like older people and then like some younger people for my next book, just getting their real insights and thoughts about how they feel. Like, how do you really feel? Like, when you go to these places, you know, you go to an all-white event, or I went to PWI, went to a school that's predominantly white, so it was kind of like, okay, you know, like, this is different because you got these little tiny small handful of black people, but you got all these white people, and it's like, how do we express ourselves? Like, can we express ourselves? Is us being too loud in the camp going to draw too much attention? You know, is going to basketball games and wanting to cheer real loud and bring signs, is that too much? Like, it's always a constant think of, am I doing too much around these people? Instead of just being ourselves. You know, I think it just really takes away from us being ourselves and making us feel so uncomfortable.
Right. Yeah, I definitely can understand that. So, what do you feel was the most difficult part about writing this book?
Getting it finished. Finding a publisher. Like, I think that was the biggest thing. It wasn't more so pen words on the paper, because I could literally be watching a movie, or I could literally be riding in my car and just think about something that has happened. Like when that man was selling those CDs and then they just attacked him. Like, you know, when you think about things like that, like, I don't even want to stand outside the store. I don't even want to go anywhere, because anything can happen. Anybody could think you're doing something wrong. You might not even be doing anything wrong. So, you know, it wasn't writing the book that was difficult. It was more so publishing the book. But because every time I met people, they would ask me what I want to be, what was my plans, and I tell them about my book. I think that just really stuck with people, and I actually had somebody reach out to me that I was my counselor in high school, and she hooked me up with somebody that's really good. She's really communicative. She really helps me with everything that I'm doing, and she really believes in my work. So I think that really helps too. Like, if you are publishing a book, then you should really look for somebody who believes in you. And I definitely say self-publish other than going through a company, because you really want to keep your creative style. And that was important to me with this book. Like, I wanted to keep my creative style, and I wanted to be able to express myself in my poems the way I wanted to, not how other people wanted to see it, you know? Because people going to read whatever they want to read regardless. So, yeah.
Okay, so as far as writing, like, would you like to do it as a full-time career, or are you already doing it as a full-time career?
I do think I want to make this into a full-time career. Depending on how my first book goes, will definitely determine how I move with my second book. I really would love to just be an author and to not do anything else and just write, because it is a very true passion of mine. So I think that is important for me to really put my time and my thoughts into becoming a serious writer, and just learning more about, you know, the topic, you know, racism as a whole, so I can get the complete understanding of what I want to talk about, because I do want my books to continue, and I do want people to pick up my book and read a poem and be like, you know what, that really helped me understand it, or that really, you know, brought me out of a dark place with their situation. Because I have a lot of male friends, so, you know, these situations with these police killing them, you know, it's really hard on them, you know, because they don't know how to move. It's like that really stopped them from knowing how to move, because you don't want to do the wrong thing. You don't want to say the wrong thing. You don't you don't want to forget your pistol license at home and be riding around with a gun. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many things that they have changed about their lives, all because of these all because of these situations happening in the world. And it's crazy. It's crazy, because it's like you're not even living your true life anymore. You're living a whole different life because you're scared. You know, it has put a fear in your heart that you can't live accordingly. You can't go to the store. You can't go pick up your kids from school. You know? Like, because you never know who's watching. You never know who's being skeptical about why you there, why you got on that t-shirt, or why you got on that hoodie, why you got your hood up. Like, you can't even do stuff. Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. So, you know, we only got a few questions left. So, the actual cover for the book and the title, what were your ways of coming up with that? Like, how did you come about thinking of the title and the cover for it?
Well, my initial title for the book was For the Culture at first. It wasn't Dear Culture. I personalized it to Dear Culture because I wanted to speak directly to my people. I didn't want to say for the culture. I just wanted them to understand that this is for you. I want to encourage you. I want to lift you up. Because to be honest, a lot of those little self-encouragement books people don't know is made by white people. You know what I'm saying? And I just want my people to get something from somebody that is just like them. You know what I'm saying? Had the same thoughts as them. Had the same emotions as them. You know, and even though I have never personally lost anyone to police brutality, or just to, white people lashing out on black people, but I empathize with it so much because I know what loss feels like. I know what it feels like to lose someone. And if you can just have the understanding of losing someone, it's like, and you never want to lose anybody. So every time somebody dies, it's a shocking thing, regardless of how they die. But to lose someone in that traumatic experience, you need to feel love from your people. You know what I'm saying? You need to feel an air hug from someone miles away, even if I don't know you, even if I don't know your complete story. You know what I'm saying? Because the news media can switch up everything. It can make everything look totally different than what it is. So, I just totally want to empathize with those people who have lost their loved ones. On the back of my book, I actually have a lot of the names of some of the people that we have lost to a lot of police brutality and things like that, just to show respect because those people, you know, they had lives to live. They had families and people who really cared about them. And, you know, and all of a sudden one day they was there and the next day they was gone. You know, and now we march through the streets on peaceful protests, you know. But at the end of the day, it's like, how many times have we done that since 2013 to now, though? You know, we have taken over the streets multiple times about the same situation. And it's like, we're being a dead horse. We have to do something more, which it has to start with us. So we have to do more. We have to take over. The front cover is actually something that I just did on the fly. I was with my graphic designer and I just drew a girl and I was like, hey, I want to put her on the front. I think she represents me well. So that's kind of just how I got the cover. And the bricks just really resemble just starting over, a fresh start, keep building. Because, you know, bricks do not burn. So I want people to understand how strong the foundation of the black person is, or black people, African Americans, or whatever. You know, just how strong our background, how much we went through, how much people put us through. Because not that we put ourselves in those predicaments. People put us there. People tortured us. People, you know, spit on us and called us names and made us feel lower than what we were. So now I feel like it's the perfect time for us to start back building brick by brick who we are, who we want to be, who we want our children to be, what type of legacy we want to leave behind. Because when it comes to footsteps, people don't want to follow footsteps that aren't steady. You know, building a stronger foundation for our people, so that when the next generation come along, they won't feel the blowback as hard as we are feeling right now. Because it's really disgusting. It's really disgusting out there.
Yeah. So do you, okay, so quick question. Will your book, will it just be only a hard copy? Will it be audio book? Or will
it will be both. I will have hard copies. It will be on Amazon and it will be an ebook. I'm trying to get it into like bookstores like Barnes and Nobles and things, but that's something me and my publisher are still working on. So hopefully, but I know for a fact it will be an ebook. I know for a fact that I will have hard copies. And I will probably be signing the first 100 copies of my book and handing it myself. Okay. So I'm very excited about that.
Okay, that's good. I mean, that pretty much wraps up most of the questions that we have. If it's any places that people can follow you on social media, just let them know that. And then the only other thing after that is just tell the people watching what you lead them with a little note of what you want them to know. Or
I am on social media. You can actually just follow me on Instagram. It's gonna be __ Queen Minnie, and Queen is spelled QVEEN, and Minnie is MINNIE. You can follow me on there. My page is open. It's not private, so I will start posting a little more about my book in the upcoming weeks. Also, I just want to leave y'all with, stay encouraged. Don't let one downfall make all your moves the same. Always switch it up. Always become different. Don't let anybody tell you who you're going to be. You tell yourself who you're going to be. And when you read my book, I hope that you're very encouraged to go out and just do what God put you on this earth to do. Don't go out there and do what people tell you who you're supposed to be and how you're supposed to go about your day. Like, you can go about your day however you want to go about your day. You can live your life however you want to live your life, as long as you're living it to the best of your abilities. And as long as it's pleasing to God, you don't have any worries. So, you know, don't let people tell you that you ain't going to be something, because then you ain't going to be. So that's all I really want to leave y'all with, is just stay encouraged, stay uplifted, and love yourself, because ain't nobody else going to love you more than you.